Can you start this all
Yeah.
over, Dad?
Start what over?
Your conversation. I was going to record it.
What do you want me to tell you about my
fa-
grandfather?
Yeah, good.
Oh, I don't know anything about him.
Okay, all right.
I just seen a picture of him and heard stories, a few things. All I know is he was English, right? But my grandfather was married to somebody named Davis, and he got killed in World War One.
Wow.
And then they had one kid, Millard. He was the one that drove dump truck. Big hairy guy. My dad had to cut his hair because no barbershop could cut his hair.
Wow.
And then she had 6 more kids. And my mom was the youngest. So my mom waited till she was 30 to have me. So my grandmother was born in 83, and I was born in 47. So my grandmother was in her 60s when I was born.
Wow.
And by the time I was 16, my grandmother was 75, 76.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was a teenager before I joined the military.
Wow.
She was an old white hair lady who sat and didn't do nothing. My mom said she had from her bad temper, I guess, she had a nervous breakdown. And she'd say that people had nervous breakdowns. In other words, they snapped, and now their personality's way different than it used to be.
Wow.
Because she never used to say nothing. I mean, once in a while she'd talk about something, but I guess it was a lot different. 12.2 pounds, 10 pounds.
Wow.
You're a 10-pound baby. You gotta keep it down to 999. You gotta take me broke.
You guys want to go high?
I already did. But I'll take a hit.
Right.
Like my dad's grandma, well, my great-grandmother, she had a temper.
I would have wished my grandmother had something about her mother, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it never even told me her name.
Wow.
You know, where she lived, what nationality,
Yeah.
any highlights of her life or anything. Nothing
Wow.
zero. My grandmother didn't talk about nothing.
My grandfather was adopted.
She done lived through 3 husbands,
Mm.
you know. So who was adopted?
My grandfather, my dad's father.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
How you adopt a grandfather? I'm getting a new grandfather. Who, me? Oh, man, I'm taking. I got too many grandkids now. I can't take one anymore. You like daddy's coffee, huh? You like your daddy's coffee? Huh? You want some coffee?
Just like the Irish
Hey.
people, they like their
That's
coffee. This is
I don't know
yum
if I
yum.
left any in there or not.
And it says that coffee is
Did I leave anything in
toxic to dogs. Well,
Yeah.
that dog
It
likes
says
coffee.
Coffee's toxic.
But they drink it all the time. The bird drinks it too.
Yeah, probably toxic for birds too.
Now they're addicted to it. They're gonna be going
Yeah, I
to,
guess once you're addicted to something, you're less prone to kill yourself with it.
yeah, maybe you're right.
Except for fentanyl.
Right.
But like when it comes to barbiturates, I've seen an 80-pound person that could take 120 10 milligram Percocets
God
in one day.
damn.
how much is that per pound?
Phew. Wow.
He probably weighed about 82, 83 pounds.
I can't believe
God.
I'm locked out of my bank account.
Oh, I'd go in there and snap.
I can't stand
I'd go get another bank account.
it.
I'd get 2 or 3.
Hmm.
You know, why don't you think about that?
I've had this one since 1985.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you could just take some of the money and go to another bank,
Yeah, I'm wrong.
open another account, take another chunk of money, and go put it in another bank,
Good.
right? Spread that shit out.
Yeah.
That
But-
way, if somebody says, "Hey, man, I need this amount of money," say, "Look, man, I can't help you. Look, I'm down to $12,000, man. That's all I got."
Yeah.
I'll show you my bank account. I don't want to show you all of them, though.
Right?
So you think this apartment's, how much do you think this apartment's going to be charging us per month? Like
It should just be like
$13.85?
$13.85.
I don't know.
They ain't gonna give you a discount for paying. Oh,
No.
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 Well, that you can't say they're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you
Right.
can't say they're wrong for doing that.
Right.
But if one does give you a discount, then, I mean, that's a plus.
Yeah.
But you can't really give them a negative for not doing it. You
Right.
can just give them a 0.
They're just doing their
They're
policy.
they're just 0. You know, they're not negative. They're not positive.
Right.
They should give you something. Like, say the pool membership was $250 for family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say it was, right? Oh, hey, if I pay cash for 2 years, you can fill in the pool membership for
Right.
2 years. Oh, yeah, we can do that. You know, but you got to bargain with them. They don't charge you there for pool membership.
No.
Okay, that's good. Now, most of them.
I don't know. Well,
I mean, when I was young, they did. I
they,
lived in Coventry. Oh yeah, they're joining the pool. Like $50, man.
Jesus.
That was like 2.5 weeks' pay.
Hmm.
that was ever a week's pay. You
Wow.
might as well say not a week's pay, but the best part of a week's pay. Because if you made 100, you got 80 something at the taxes.
Wow.
So you get $86. If you made $2 an hour, worked 40 hours, which was $80. No, it was $80, right? I made a month, and my check was $76. They took $4 out of my check for Social Security, federal
Oh.
tax, and state tax.
Wow.
Yeah, $4, maybe $4 and change. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I always used to get 80 some dollars. And my paycheck was $2 an hour there for 2 years. Never changed. I remember he said, "Hey Dan," I said, "Yeah." He said, "You want to come in? You want to go around the office and pick up them paychecks? They're piling up."
Wow. Wow.
I made $100 a night on the side
Wow.
back then, when people were only making $20 a day. I was
Wow.
making over 100 or more
Wow.
a day selling pills and double ticketing the pumps, charging
Wow.
them for 80 gallons when they got 60.
God.
You know, charging them for 120 when they got 100. You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
and it was all company trucks, so they didn't give a shit and they didn't check.
Yeah.
But now you didn't mess with the guys, the owner operators, because they run the same route all the time. They know how much fuel the truck burns, and they know when they pull in to get fuel, they know how much it's going to take to fill up because they did it 150 times.
Right.
They know exactly how much that fuel. They can get down to the dollar, man. Every time down to the dollar, which is 2 gallons. No, it was a gallon. It was $1 a gallon when I worked there, and good diesel. So you didn't mess with them guys. I did. I did once, and I learned.
That's what this one.